Hello everyone, welcome to the new concept of mathematics. In this video, I will take a few interesting questions on reasoning, that is mathematical reasoning. Hope you all watched the previous video of mine, which I have posted on mathematical reasoning. All you need in mathematical reasoning is your ability to reason. I guess I don't want much explanation regarding this. I explained clearly about what is mathematical reasoning, why it is so useful. See, in mathematical reasoning, though it looks a bit theoretical, but it has a wide range of applications. Nowadays, you all heard about the electronic gadgets. There, you will make use of the one of the very interesting truth table. There, you will use reasoning, mathematical reasoning. Day-to-day life, everywhere you will go, you will use indirectly mathematical reasoning. I will go to college. Now I am speaking something with you. It's a mathematical reasoning. I'll go to college. Sometimes your parents will ask, go to college. You will arrogantly answer them, I will not go to college. It's called as negation. And negation is there in mathematical reasoning. Sentence, statement. And we all heard very interesting fact that root 2 is irrational. We all learned in our lower classes using a contradiction method that root 2 is always irrational. So that concept we will use in mathematical reasoning. How to make use, how to prove this, that I discussed in my mathematical reasoning video. All you need is your keen observation in this chapter. Now I have chosen a few interesting questions from your syllabus, so which is appeared in few of the exams, which may appear of the future exams. So please make note down of these questions, so it will assist you. So question number 1, here it is: which of the following is a statement? See, we all know statement may be true or false, but not both at a time. That thing you always keep in mind. Statement is something which is either true or false, but not both. Now look at the 4 options. May you live long. Second one, may God bless you. Third one, the sun is a star. And last option, hooray, we have won the match. Now, which of the following is a statement? If you observe, first one, may you live long, it may be true or false. May God bless you, may be true or false. Hooray, we have won the match. I don't know. He said something. Hooray, we have won the match. I have not seen. Based on his view, I have to accept it. Understood? But if you observe option C, the sun is a star, it is universally true fact. Maybe it is wrong, no problem. But what I have told, what do you mean by statement? Statement is something which is either true or false, but not both at a time. For if you take option A, for some people may you live long is a true. Maybe some people it's false. Similarly, may God bless you. Some you believe in God, they will accept it is a positive vibration. Someone will think that, hey, I don't believe in God, I don't want all this thing. Hooray, we have won the match. It depends on how much you believe in that person. Again, there is a confusion. But when it comes to option C, the sun is a star, it is a true fact. All we know in science, we all know the sun is a star. Therefore, option C will be the correct answer for this particular question. So this thing you will get in your exam, so please take utmost care while doing such thing. Question 2. So in question 2, they have mentioned like this: please do me a favor. This sentence is a assertive sentence, declarative sentence, imperative sentence, none of this. Assertive sentence is something you know. Declarative sentence also you know about it. Imperative sentence. See, what do you mean by imperative? What do you mean by declarative? That thing we should keep in mind. The very first thing in this option is assertive sentence. What do you mean by assertive sentence? A sentence that make an assertion is called assertive sentence or declarative sentence. Understood? So if you take some example, any two individuals are always related. Mars supports life. They are all examples of a assertive sentence. Declarative. Pradhani Modi will declared that CBSE 12th exam will going to be cancelled. This is declarative. But what do you mean imperative? Imperative sentence that expresses a request or a command. A sentence that expresses a request or a command is called imperative sentence. Please do me a favor. It is like a request. It is not like a declaration that declaration like something. Sunday is a holiday declared by Karnataka government due to COVID. 1 week holiday for college. It's a declaration. But imperative sentence is something which expresses a request or command. So in this particular case, please do me a favor. It's a kind of request. Therefore, we can say for please do me a favor, option C, that is imperative sentence, a sentence which makes or which expresses request or command is called imperative. Therefore, option C will be correct answer for this particular question. Question number 3. I guess you can, based on my explanation, you people will really understand what do you mean by option, what do you mean by question number 3, and you can easily, okay, may God bless you. Look at the exclamatory sign as I only reveal the answer. This is assertive, no. Declarative, no. Imperative, it's neither a request or not a command. It's an exclamatory, may God bless you. Therefore, option D will be the right answer for this particular question. So, may God bless you. It depends on people too. People. Therefore, I can say may God bless you is kind of exclamatory sentence. Okay, so therefore option D will be right answer. Question number 4. In question number 4, if two statements are compounded or mixed by connective and so as to form a compound statement, then the compound statement is called conjunction, disjunction, negation, none of this. Always keep in mind, if two statements are compounded by the connective and so as to form a compound statement, then compound statement is called conjunction. If suppose two statements are compounded by the connective or so as to form a compound statement, then the compound statement is called disjunction. Dis means okay. I will not allow them to mix. Conjunct, I will make them to mix. Distinct, I will make them to separate. Negation, you know, reverse or ulta. Therefore, in all 4 options for this question, option A will suits good. Therefore, option A, that is conjunction, will be the right answer for this particular question. In the next question, negation is not a contrary statement, but it is a contradiction, negation, true fact, none of this. See, always keep in mind, negation is not a contrary statement, but it is a contradiction. Say for the example, Ram is sad. Ram is sad means, what is the negation? Ram is not sad. Okay, but it is not meaning that Ram is happy. Therefore, for with respect to such example, this okay makes a lot of sense. Therefore, this thing you always keep in mind. Negation is not a contrary statement, but it is a contradiction. Therefore, this thing you always keep in mind. Therefore, for this particular question, option B, option C, option D will not suit. Option A will match correctly. Therefore, option A will be the correct answer for this particular question. Next question, negation of the conditional. It's a conditional statement. Negation, you need to write the reverse case or negation. Okay. Negation of the conditional, if it rains, I shall go to college is. Negation of the conditional, if it rains, I shall go to college is. There are four options given. It rains and I shall go to college. It rains and I shall not to go to college. It does not rain and I shall go to college. And none of this. If you observe the statement or given conditional clearly, see there they have mentioned if it rains I shall go to college. So it's a negation clearly suits with option B, that is it rains and I shall not to go to college. Therefore, negation of this particular conditional, if it rains, I shall go to college is it rains and I shall not to go to college. So this is one of the very interesting facts about this particular thing. Therefore, negation of the conditional, if it rains I shall go to college. If you observe this question clearly, so option B will matches with the negation. Therefore, that I can say it rains and I shall not go to college. So that will be the correct answer for this particular negation. On to question number 7. Which of the following is an open statement? So open statement. So first option is X is a natural number. Second option, give me a glass of water. Third option is wish you best of luck. And fourth option, good morning to all. Okay. See, give me a glass of water. It's not an open statement. It is, but it okay. It refers to the particular person. Maybe a member of your family, or maybe you are a colleague, or maybe or something you you close, or it is with respect to a single person, not open statement. Wish you best of luck. It depends on person. Yeah. And good morning to all. Maybe it is a mass of students, not the whole world. But X is a natural number means if you put some numbers here, you can easily identify whether it's a natural number or not. If I put 4, I can say it's a natural number. If I put minus 10, it's not a natural number. It's an open statement. For option A will be the correct answer for this critical question. So in such cases, you need to take utmost care while addressing or while attempting such thing. On to next question. Question number 8. A sentence which is both true and false simultaneously is called. See, this is one of the very interesting as well as a very important question. A sentence, I told many times that in mathematical reasoning, a sentence is something which is either true or false, but not both. Therefore, what I want to say you people is, if anything is a statement, then either it is true or false, but not both at a time. But here the question is a sentence which is both true and false simultaneously. If by chance there is something which is both true and false at a time, then what do you mean by? So always keep in mind, if a sentence which is both true and false at a time simultaneously is called paradox. I guess so you learned a new word. If any sentence is true and false at a time, so such thing is called as paradox. So option A, statement wrong. Option C, D, negation, and none of these respective is also deleted. Therefore, for question number 8, option B will be the correct answer. We'll move on to the question number 9. so that we can learn some more questions. Yeah, in question number 9, look at the interesting. So, what is the new notation? It is nothing but negation. If P is a certain statement, negation of P or not of P is ulta. I will go to college. Its negation is I will not go to college. Again, what is the negation of I will not go to college? I will go to college. So, just observe my statement. I will go to college is P. Its negation is not P. I will not go to college. What is the negation of negation P? Again I will go to college. With this I can say that negation of certain statement is statement itself. Therefore negation of P is nothing but P, that is option C will be the correct answer for this particular question. Therefore I illustrated through an example so that you understood clearly. Move on to the question number 10. So now onwards we will discuss a bit some logic oriented question. See, this is a very important conjunction disjunction. P and Q is true if first option P is true and Q is false, P is false and Q is true. Option C, both P and Q are true. Last option, none of these. So always keep in mind, for such a notation, for such a logic connection, the truth table will make sense and P, Q true if both P and Q are true, then only it is possible. Therefore, for such case, option C will be the correct answer. We'll move on to the next question. Yeah, now next, P or Q false if P is true, Q is false, P is false, Q is true, both P and Q are false, and all this. Again, it's a very interesting thing. For such logical connection, what is the importance? How to take care? What is the use? See, if you observe first one, there it is mentioned P is true. If you observe second one, there it is mentioned P is false, Q is true. If you observe third one, there it is mentioned P and Q are false. Therefore, always keep in mind, for such logical condition, option C will suits good. It is both P and Q are false, then only P and Q false at a time. If both P and Q are false, then only P and Q false at a time. Therefore, for question number 11, option C will be the correct answer. Let's move on to question number 12. Negation of PQ is equivalent to Pn negation Q. Then option B, negation P or Q. Option C, negation P and negation Q. None of this. See, my dear student, we all learned De Morgan's law in set theory. A union B the whole dash is E dash intersection B dash. And A intersection B the whole dash is equal to A dash union B dash. Therefore, for such question, it is clearly De Morgan's law. Therefore, option C will be the correct answer. So, it's a clear-cut idea in a logical equivalence. Therefore, for question number 12, option C will be the direct answer. So, it is accepted from the fact of De Morgan's law. Understood? We'll move on to the next question. In the next question, again, there is a similar version of previous one. Again, it is another De Morgan's law, because in set theory we have two De Morgan's law. One is A union B the whole dash is equal to A dash intersection B dash. There we will use dash, but here we will use not, that is negation. Therefore, for such logical equivalence, option B will be the correct answer. Therefore, when it word upward arrow mark will come, so in the answer you will get downward arrow mark. See, if you observe option B and D, they look similar, but look at the signs they have used there. Understood? Therefore, take utmost care. Such questions always there for to divert your mind. So, for this particular option, question 13, option B will be the right answer. Now, again, it is from the De Morgan's law. Let's move on to the question number 14. So for question number 14, which will suits good, or what is equivalent to this particular logical equivalence? So always keep in mind, if you use truth table logics and if you carry on the calculations for this logical equivalence, option C will suits, or you will get questions as well as this option C, you will get same set of truth values. Therefore, for this question number 14, option C will be the correct answer. We will move on to the next question. See, all this plays a vital role in a logical equivalence. Though it looks very silly, don't underestimate such problem. It is a very interesting facts you will learn. In question number 15, for this logical equivalence, which will suits good? So always keep in mind, for such a logical equivalence, option D will best fit. Therefore, such question you need to always memorize. So if you memorize such a thing, it is very easy to manipulate using truth table. So I advise you people, whatever question I have dictated after 10, question number 10, so they all plays a vital role in Boolean algebra. So it is my advice to you people, so please go through with the truth table. Okay, nowadays you will find in internet what do you mean by truth table, easily you will manage. It's not a okay, you love to solve such problem and it's very interesting. So please take some interest in learning that Boolean algebra, so that you can enjoy learning mathematical reasoning. We'll move on to next question. In question number 16, so it's one of the very interesting thing I want to discuss with you people. It is the statement which is always true for all truth values of its component. So which is the, so they have given one statement, so it suits for what values they have told. It is the statement which is always true for all truth values of the component: contradiction, negation, tautologies, fallacies. So always keep in mind, if in a truth table, if you got all entries true only, then it is called as tautologies. Therefore, tautology is a statement which is always true for all truth values of its component. Therefore, option C will be the correct answer for this question number 16. So you need to take care at most, okay, while solving problem. So what do you mean by tautology, what do you mean by contradiction, what do you mean by fallacies, what do you mean by negation? Understood? Okay, we'll move on to the next question. It is a statement which is always false for all truth values of its component. So obviously I will delete tautology from my computation. So he is not my competitor, because there I already told that it is a statement which is always true for all truth values is a tautology. So obviously option C I will not take into consideration. So the competitors are 3, none of these. See, always keep in mind, if a statement, if it is always false for all truth values, then it is called as contradiction or fallacies. So fallacy is false, okay, fallacy is false, so they are similar. Therefore contradiction is another name for fallacies. Fallacies is another name for contradiction. Therefore, if it is a statement which is always false for all truth values of component, or I can say contradiction or fallacies is a statement which is always false for all truth values of its component. Therefore, for this question number 17, contradiction as well as fallacies, that is option A and B, are correct answers. So this I want to say to you people. So this is a very interesting thing we learned in this particular mathematical reasoning. So all you need is please note down these. You will get interesting facts, so that while solving problem you can learn it interestingly. Okay, thank you very much. That's it from mathematical reasoning. Okay, so soon we will meet with the new video to enhance your knowledge. Till then, take care. Thank you very much.